Let us learn about Of Revenge by Francis Bacon. Before we could learn the essay, let us now learn about the author. Francis Bacon is an English philosopher who served as Attorney General and as Lord Chancellor of England. He has another name. He is being called as Lord Verulam. His works are seen as developing the scientific method, and it is highly influential through the scientific revolution. Of Revenge is a meaningful essay which carries the author's personal views about the growth of recent society towards revenge. The meaning of revenge is the action of hurting or harming someone in return. Bacon starts the essay by calling revenge as animalistic behavior by using the words wild justice. He describes the entire picture of the animal and human life. Basically, he says when a human gets anger, he transforms to be a wild animal. When one's nature turns toward for taking revenge, the more he takes the law into his hands. If one commits a criminal offense or does some harm to anybody, he or she is offending and violating the law, but when the victim counter attacks, it makes the law of no use. Let me give you the meaning of counter attack. Attack in response, that is, opponent's attack. The law is useless when an individual tries to require revenge himself. Undoubtedly, by taking revenge, the wrongdoer and therefore the counter-attacker are equal. There is no difference between both. Bacon says that revenge is completely against the law. One has to ignore or forgive the incorrect done by an individual. Those who ignore and forgive others are considered to be superior to others because it is that the quality of kings and princes to forgive others. By forbearing others, one makes a good place within society. The meaning of forbearing is being patient. He also quotes about Solomon, who is the wisest Jewish philosopher. He quotes the secret of wise men glory is that they always ignore the wrongs from others. According to him, wise men don't believe past. He believes past cannot be changed. The wise man learns through their previous experiences within the present. Bacon suggested that the person taking revenge should make his enemies informed because it might make the opposition party to repent. But if you are taking revenge silently by not provoking them, you will be a coward, which is like an arrow that would hit anyone within the dark. Bacon also extends his argument about the wrongs from our close ones like friends, whom we should never pardon, that is, we should never forgive them. Whereas wrongs or mistakes from enemy can be forgiven because it is usual that our enemy would always try to defeat us. But mistakes from friends cannot be forgiven because they are like snakes who stabs at our back. The author quoted Cosmos. Cosmos is the Duke of Florence. The Duke has only commanded to forgive our enemies but never commanded to forgive our friends. But still, at the end, Bacon highlights that we should not always focus on avenging our friends. The meaning of avenge is punishing in return. It's because we are satisfied and accept all good deeds and goodness from God, but why are we not happy to accept evil from Him? So, we should always forgive even our friends and consider them, and also accept evil from God. If a person cannot forgive his friend who has cheated on him, then he must keep his wound evergreen and should never allow them to cure. In such a condition, the sole loss is to the sufferer, which he might otherwise focus more on his present and future than to stay buried in his past. Bacon lastly gives some examples of the people who died due to revenge: the public death of Caesar, Pertinax, the Roman emperor, and the third of France, who publicly got affected by the act of revenge. By this, one can learn enormous lesson from the public death of Caesar, Pertinax, and Henry. Whereas the private revenge, on the opposite hand, makes an individual who nourishes evil desires for others to measure a lifetime of witches. That is, the one that takes revenge lives a lifetime of witches and his wound never heals. From this essay, we can extract four themes. Number 1, revenge as a wild justice. Number 2, private revenge is useless. Number 3, forgive, forget, and move on. Number 4, public revenge is fortunate. To benefit the learners, PDF notes for this essay is given in the form of link on the description box. If you like the lecture, don't forget to support by subscribing the channel and leave your query below. Thank you for watching.